welcome back to another episode of Everything with Alina. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite days of the baseball season, and this is the MLB Trade Deadline. So in case you don't know what the MLB Trade Deadline is, it's basically a date / a deadline where teams, you can trade whenever, but let's say, for example, the Dodgers were going to trade someone. Let's say the Dodgers were going to trade Ohtani to the Red Sox. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But if they trade Ohtani to the Red Sox before the deadline, if the Red Sox make it to the playoffs, Ohtani is able to play. What isn't allowed is if Ohtani was traded to the Red Sox after the deadline, aka maybe 2 days before the season ends. It basically just makes it so because we know, let's be honest, the Dodgers are going to make the playoffs, it basically means that the Dodgers can't be trading all of these players basically the day that the regular season ends, just so then they can have a powerhouse for the playoffs. So the trade deadline that recently passed was this past Monday, which was August 3rd, and we're just going to be talking about different people and different trades and all of that. So the first one, and one of the most popular ones, was, let's see if you guys know, it was Skubal going to the Dodgers. Now, Skubal was originally with the Detroit Tigers. That's where he was. He was Cy Young winner, everything. But as Dodgers do, they trade to get all of these players. So let's start with the move that everyone is talking about. The Los Angeles Dodgers somehow landed Tarik Skubal. Seriously, how do the Dodgers keep doing that? Skubal has been one of the best pitchers in baseball, and adding him to an already stacked rotation makes the Dodgers even scarier heading into the October. If you're another National League team, you're going to be wondering how you're supposed to beat them in a 7-game series. Because as the Dodgers are currently back-to-back, it brings up the question of how far is necessarily too far for the Dodgers, because some people are like, oh, they're ruining baseball. Some people are like, well, they're just making power plays. And I personally think it's going to get to a point where it's like, hey, this is a little crazy, we need to stop. But then how far is too far, and do we need the salary cap? Or maybe some other people are just bitter that their teams can't really afford it. So it's definitely a topic that I could talk hours on, of if the Dodgers are quote-unquote ruining baseball or if they're just smart. But that could be a different episode. I really don't want to get into that right now because, let's be honest, let's just not do that. And if you're an Angels fan, you definitely saw that Jo Adell got traded to the Cleveland Guardians. And I'm very on that whole trade. And I believe that I'm iffy on it because there's so much that the Angels have done wrong, and this kind of just adds again to like why. It just is so crazy what's going on with the team and what's wrong with the team, because not only did they trade Logan O'Hoppe to the Texas Rangers, but now also trading Jo Adell, it really sparks questions, and especially with Gooby and the whole team just saying, Jo Adell has been done so much for the team during this season, with the whole historic robbing 3 home runs in a game and having an amazing at-bat and amazing plays. It sparks the question, why would you trade him? If supposedly he's doing so good, why would you get rid of him for a player that you don't even know can do good? And I think what's also so wild is Jo Adell had 2 giveaways, like a football jersey giveaway and a bobblehead giveaway. And as I know of right now, the Angels are still going to give those away as they were promoting the jersey. So I think, again, it's just how messed up are you that you're still promoting and selling something from a player that's no longer with that team. And yesterday I had watched a Cleveland game and Joe Adele came up to bats and he was 0 for 4. All of these power moves and all of this that they built him up to be with the Angels clearly wasn't shown with the Guardians. And also, the Angels traded Jose Soriano, which was one of their starting pitchers. So now, let's be honest, how many starting pitchers do they really have? Because they barely had 5, with 2 being hurt. So it's definitely a question for the team and just what their intentions are for the season that I personally don't really think that I can understand right now or maybe ever understand. But again, we'll see what happens with the Angels. But moving on to happier news, we're going to be talking about the Boston Red Sox. So the Boston Red Sox traded players for, personally, one of my favorite players, Adley Rutschman. Yes, Adley Rutschman, the one who's the amazing baseball catcher, went to Oregon, was drafted with the Orioles, and I want to say 2022, and he has done amazing. Yes, I found out the news when I was at Disneyland that he was traded, and I was super excited, but it was kind of sad to see him leave Baltimore, a place where he meant so much, because the city just loved him. He was great with the team. He did so much for the team, and I even remember the 2024 playoff run. And it's definitely kind of bittersweet for Baltimore fans and just fans in general. And I'm actually wearing my Rutschman shirt right now. I have his jersey type shirt, and it's definitely a big change to see him leave. I'm excited to see what he has in store for Boston for sure. And the only thing is he is currently dealing with an injury, and he has been injured for the past couple of, months, weeks, on and off. He currently has a wrist injury, but he was seen practicing. So that's really good. Hopefully they can, start him, and let's see what he can do with Boston. And it's definitely a bold move to do it once it was definitely such a bold move to trade him, knowing that Rutschman is hurt and he's been dealing with injuries. But because they went through with this trade, it kind of really showed that Boston sees potential in him. And I hope he, can do good with the team and maybe help them if they want to go to the playoffs, which they're just came off their historic 15-game win streak, and they're at a 7-game win streak right now. So I'm really hoping that they can, hopefully make it to the playoffs, if not, be a good contender for the playoffs, if that makes sense. And what's so crazy is the Yankees, I'm pretty sure, were thinking about getting Rutschman, which obviously they didn't, but it was definitely so funny to see, all the teams that wanted Rutschman and him ending up with Boston is definitely crazy. But if I had to rank who got the best trade, I'd hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure obviously it would be Dodgers with Skubal. He is a great player. He knows what he's doing. He's an amazing pitcher. This kind of just solidifies their amazing pitching with Ohtani, Yamamoto, and everybody else with the team. It kind of just means, oh yeah, we're really good. And I think what would be terrible is if they get Paul Skeens, because then I think it's they have some of the best pitchers out of all baseball. It might be okay, let's calm down, leave some good players for the rest of us. But I think the biggest surprise for me would have been Adley Rutschman going to Boston, for sure. I personally never saw it coming, and especially with him being on injury. But overall, I'd give the 2026 MLB Trade Deadline a 9 out of 10. We got some amazing trades. We have some playoff contenders getting stronger. And now the race to October is going to be even more exciting. And there's one thing left that fans need to find out is which ones were truly worth it. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see for the rest of the season or the rest of maybe their time with the team. Let's see how Skubal does with the Dodgers, or how Richmond does with Boston, or any of these players. We're definitely going to have to just wait and see. But anyways, that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to follow Everything with Alina wherever you get your podcasts. Let me know which trade was your favorite, which team would you say won the trade deadline, and which move are you going to think that's like backfiring. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Bye.